ICE
Have
is on
you ever
streets
called an American family that has been a victim, murdered, tortured by an illegal immigrant? Yes or no, Congressman? Did you ever call
sure
them?
I have met people.
What?
Did you ever call them?
I am sure I have met people. I am sure
I have met people. I'll take
Hill.
that as a no. All right. You actually said this, and you know, I could talk to you all night about the dumb stuff you say.
ICE is totally out of control, and this week I intend to introduce a bill to abolish ICE. We need to make ICE go away.
No. Wait.
We do not need the murderers. We do not need these paramilitary organizations, members on our street terrorizing U.S. citizens, terrorizing moms, terrorizing our children.
Right.
Just to recap, Thanedar wants to impeach Trump over the deportation of illegal immigrants, abolish immigration and customs enforcement, and to top it all off, he also voted against the bill mandating the deportation of illegal immigrants convicted of sex crimes. Now, that's a bill that passed the House with bipartisan support. And despite dedicating so much time, effort, energy, publicly supporting illegal immigrants, well, Thanedar has made little to no effort ever mentioning any of the victims of criminal illegal aliens, including those Americans victimized in his own state. And anyway, here to respond, Michigan Congressman Shri Thanedar is with us. All right, just to be clear, the president's joint session speech when he honored the family of Laken Riley, murdered 24-year-old nursing student, murdered by an unvetted illegal immigrant, and honored little Jocelyn Nungary's family, brutally raped and murdered a 12-year-old girl. Did you stand? Did you give honor to that family that lost so much?
Look, Sean, thanks for having me.
I don't need the thanks. Did you stand or not? Did you stand to honor those families?
I did not stand because the president.
You sat on your ass.
I was just sick of the president.
So I want to be clear.
I did not.
You sat on your ass, and you wouldn't stand for families of that lost children. A 12-year-old girl raped and murdered, and you couldn't stand for them because you were playing politics. Is that right? I want this audience to know.
Look, I would not stand for this president. I would not stand for this president. He was lying.
You weren't standing for them. You were standing for the families that lost little girls that were murdered by the illegal immigrants that you want to remain in the country. Is that true or false?
Look, this president was using a tragedy.
I'm not talking about it.
Riley's death.
What about those families? Have you ever picked up a phone? Because there are thousands of Americans that have been murdered and raped and victims of violent crime. Have you ever spoken to any? Have you ever called them to offer your condolences? Name one family. Name one family.
Look, every immigrant, everyone must follow American laws.
Have you ever picked up a phone and called a victim's family?
Look, I talk to my constituents
all the time.
Not a hard question.
Not hard.
Yeah, I do.
Have you ever picked up your phone and called them? Have you done that one time?
Look, I talk with my constituents all the time. My constituents are being terrorized by ICE.
Have you ever called an American family that has been a victim, murdered, raped, tortured by an illegal immigrant? Yes or no, Congressman? Did you ever call them?
I have met people. I am
sure I have met people. I'll take that as a no. All right. You actually said this, and you know I could talk to you all night about the dumb stuff you say. You voted against a bill mandating the deportation of illegal immigrants convicted of sex crimes. Can you explain that to me?
Well, look, anybody who breaks U.S. laws, an immigrant that breaks U.S. laws, should be deported. Anyone that commits
That's not what you said.
Should be deported.
Sir, you voted against a bill that mandated the deportation of illegals convicted of sex crimes. Do you regret that vote now?
No, I don't regret that vote. Look, no bill is perfect, and many
What
times.
if it was your wife,
the
your
bills-
sister, your daughter that was raped? That's a sex crime. You want that person to stay?
Look, there are multiple things in a bill. I
If
don't
it
agree
was your
with every one
sir,
of them.
Sir, you got to answer the question. If your wife, your daughter, your girlfriend, mother was raped by an illegal immigrant, you voted against a bill that would deport these illegals convicted of sex crimes. You're perfectly fine if they stay in the country.
Sean, look, I serve in Congress. I don't think you ever
That's what
served
you
in
voted
Congress.
on, though, right?
Most of the bills. Look.
Why
most
did you
of these
vote for
bills
that?
are not perfect
Why
bills.
did you
There
vote
is not
for
a-
that? Why would you allow sex crime convicts to stay in the country that entered the country illegally? Why would you vote for that?
It was not, the bill did not just include that issue. There were other things in the bill. And so I cannot pick and choose. I don't have a veto where I can strike out one portion
So
of
you
a bill.
you would have
So-
voted against it otherwise? What was the big provision that prevented you from kicking these people out of our
Look,
country?
I don't memorize. I vote on thousands
I don't
of bills.
memorize. You don't know
but
anything.
Look, I do believe that such criminals must be deported. There is no doubt about
Well,
it.
you voted against it. So obviously you don't.
Like I
got
tell you-
another question for you.
like I tell you-
In the first case
Yes.
in Minneapolis, where this woman accelerated her car at the ICE agent, that ICE agent was injured. Did you know that? Do you know what the injuries were?
Look, that.
Do you know what the injuries were?
That's the only source of that information is DHS, and DHS secretary lies. She lied to me on my face.
You're
in
accused.
my
So you're
committee
saying
hearing.
that the internal bleeding reports are lies. You don't believe them.
I have seen no evidence of that. It is only coming from DHS.
Well, let me ask
and
you this.
DHS
You're a lawmaker. Do you believe in the rule of law and that a person's innocent until they're proven guilty, sir?
Absolutely, absolutely. But look,
Then why
what
did you
Justino
call this
did was-
ICE agent, why did you call him a murderer? Because there was a
Well,
4,000-pound vehicle that was being driven right at him. Why did you call him a murderer?
Look, lots of people saw that video. America saw that video. 82%
Why did you
of
call
Americans.
that? If you believe in due process, why did you say he's a murderer?
Well, see, her last words were, "I have nothing against you, dude." She said it in a very civil manner. This person pulled out
And
his
then
gun and shot her
accelerated
4 times.
right at the officer. Clear as day. Can't miss it.
He was trying
you know what
to.
the problem is, Congressman?
He was trying to
And
open
you
the
know what?
door. He was.
I'm going to tell you something. It's people like you and your rush to judgment and your language, and you're defending even his own wife called him a wife beater, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, your buddy. It's people like you that don't care about the American people. And then you attack the brave men and women. I was scrolling all of the victims of crime, and you never lifted a phone to call one victim, one family. You call ICE agents murderers, and they're out there. They're putting their lives on the line. They are arresting murderers, rapists, cartel members, drug members, known terrorists, and you have zero appreciation. And now the threat level against them is up a whopping 8,000%, and I blame people like you for that. You incite them.
Well, look,
your incendiary comments. I find it nauseating, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Well, look, ICE is murdering people, murdering American citizens. They murdered a U.S. citizen, a mom with 3 children.
Why you always lying?
You know what, sir? I see a very different tape than you. I saw a guy whose life was in jeopardy and he defended himself. That's the difference between us.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You lose.